Welcome to Wise Wealth Wisdom, the path to success, your one-stop shop for personal development, motivation, and wealth. We believe that everyone has the potential to achieve great things, and our goal is to help you reach your full potential. Matthews, a certified financial planner, CFP, based in the Kansas City area, stresses the significance of comprehending opportunity cost in financial decision-making. In specific circumstances, embracing a balanced approach can emerge as the most advantageous strategy. An example elucidating opportunity cost is illustrated in the subsequent scenario. Suppose you predict a 6% annual return from your retirement savings, yet you also possess credit card debt with an annual percentage rate, APR, of around 18%. In such a scenario, prioritizing debt repayment would be the most prudent course of action. This is because the 18% interest rate on your credit card surpasses the 6% return on your savings, leading to an overall loss. SHIP, another CFP situated in Richmond, Virginia, proposes that saving and debt reduction should form a synchronized and effective strategy that prioritizes readily available cash reserves. If you allocate all your remaining funds after covering daily expenses solely towards debt repayment, you'll lack funds reserved for unexpected emergencies. This scenario might compel you to accumulate more debt, leading to a detrimental cycle of financial uncertainty. Establishing an emergency fund is paramount, echoing Bruce's emphasis on financial preparedness. According to McCleary from the National Foundation for Credit Counseling, it's advisable to save an amount equivalent to 3 months' worth of your take-home pay for unexpected emergencies. For instance, if your monthly income after taxes totals $5,000, ideally, your emergency fund should contain at least $15,000. This fund should be reserved exclusively for unforeseen expenses like medical bills or car repairs. Some experts even recommend having a more substantial emergency fund, capable of covering living expenses for 6 to 9 months or beyond, particularly in scenarios involving job loss or other financial challenges. Establishing your emergency fund is paramount, particularly prior to prioritizing debt repayment, especially if you lack any savings. If your emergency fund currently falls short of 3 months' worth of take-home pay, or if you have no savings at all, it's prudent to focus on building this fund before aggressively tackling debt. Using your emergency savings to pay off debts could worsen your financial predicament in the event of an unexpected emergency. When contemplating your emergency savings, Jeremy Shipp, another financial expert, advises evaluating the accessibility of your funds. For example, distinguishing between a mortgage and a line of credit is vital. While paying off a line of credit provides the flexibility to borrow again easily in case of unexpected expenses, allocating additional funds towards your regular monthly mortgage payment means you won't be able to access that money until you refinance your mortgage or sell your property. Moreover, it's crucial to grasp the differences between various accounts when managing your finances. A savings account offers convenient access to funds for unexpected expenses, while withdrawing money from a 401(k) account before the age of 59 and a half might result in additional fees and taxes. Hence, it's imperative to carefully weigh your options before utilizing your 401(k) for emergency expenses. Determining the optimal size of your emergency fund varies among experts. Nonetheless, the general recommendation is to save sufficient funds to cover 3 to 6 months' worth of essential living expenses. To compute this amount, add up your monthly necessities such as housing, groceries, insurance, and transportation. Then multiply this total by the desired number of months you intend to save for. For instance, if your essential monthly expenses amount to $4,000 and you aim to establish a 6-month emergency fund, your target savings would be $24,000. However, the precise amount required will depend on your unique circumstances. Entrepreneurs with irregular incomes might choose to save more than 6 months' worth of expenses, while those with stable employment and robust financial backing may find 3 months' savings adequate. Emphasizing debt repayment is vital, particularly if you have overdue debts like credit card debt or mortgage payments. These can result in late fees, foreclosure, and adverse effects on your credit score. When determining whether to save or pay off debt, evaluate different scenarios. For example, withdrawing funds from a low-interest savings account to settle high-interest debt can minimize the interest you're accruing. Nonetheless, carefully consider the potential returns from investing that money. Matthews proposes that younger individuals prioritize saving for retirement over debt repayment. However, for those dealing with high-interest debts such as credit card bills, directing more funds towards debt repayment could be a prudent decision. Saving into a retirement or tax-deferred account presents significant long-term growth potential. As retirement approaches, Matthews advises clearing all debts, including mortgages, to release funds for future living expenses and retirement costs. Nevertheless, carrying a mortgage into retirement, particularly with today's low rates, is considered acceptable. Leveraging these rates through mortgage refinancing is recommended. When determining the order in which to address your debts, it's typically prudent to focus on high-interest debt initially. This category of debt often accrues significant interest charges, and delaying payment can lead to substantial long-term costs. High-interest debt commonly includes credit cards, personal loans, and private student loans. Moreover, it's essential to promptly resolve overdue debts, as they can have adverse effects on your credit score, result in late fees, and potentially lead to foreclosure, particularly with missed mortgage payments. After addressing high-interest and overdue debts, you can concentrate on eliminating any remaining debt using either the debt snowball or debt avalanche method. Here are 3 primary approaches to rapidly clearing your debt. Choose a low to no. 1. When considering interest-free alternatives, contemplate taking advantage of a 0% balance transfer offer for high-interest credit card debt. Another viable option is to refinance your student loans to obtain a lower interest rate. Pursuing student loan refinancing is recommended, particularly if your existing loan carries an interest rate of 8% or higher. These strategies are geared towards reducing the overall interest paid on your debt over time. It's crucial to take the time to thoroughly evaluate your options. 2. When assessing your expenses, consider if there are any expenditures you can reduce or eliminate. For example, do you truly require subscriptions to 4 streaming services when one would suffice? By making such adjustments, you can potentially reallocate the funds saved towards debt repayment. 3. Evaluate your budget to ascertain your monthly income and expenses, offering a clear perspective on how much you can allocate towards reducing debt. After collecting this data, determine an appropriate amount to devote to debt repayment. For example, if you're able to free up $400 each month, you could allocate $250 towards clearing high-interest credit card debt and $150 towards establishing an emergency fund. 3 essential approaches to saving funds. 1. Even if you're only able to reserve $25 a week initially, it still signifies progress compared to saving nothing at all. At the beginning of your savings endeavor, focus on establishing an emergency fund with these funds. Reflect on opening a dedicated savings account solely for your emergency fund to ensure it remains distinct from other funds, such as those in your checking account designated for household expenses. 2. After securing an ample emergency fund, shift your attention towards bolstering your retirement savings, typically accomplished by investing in a 401(k) account. A widely supported guideline advises allocating a minimum of 15% of your pre-tax income annually towards retirement. This percentage encompasses any contributions your employer contributes to your retirement account. 3. Make sure to take full advantage of any matching retirement contributions provided by your employer. Neglecting this benefit could mean forfeiting significant funds. It's essential to contribute a sufficient amount to your account to receive the complete employer match instead of directing that money elsewhere. Financial experts often promote the 50-30-20 rule, which suggests allocating 50% of your take-home income to essential expenses, 30% to discretionary spending, and 20% to savings and debt repayment. While this guideline can offer a useful benchmark, it may not be attainable for everyone, especially those with limited financial flexibility. Nevertheless, it provides a solid starting point, and you can modify your savings rate as your financial circumstances improve. When it comes to determining whether to prioritize saving or debt repayment, there's no universal solution. It hinges on striking the appropriate balance between establishing an emergency fund and addressing high-interest debt. Typically, it's wise to start by saving for emergencies before concentrating on debt repayment. Once you've established a financial safety net, contemplate transitioning your focus to paying off high-interest debt while still making contributions to your savings. I hope you encounter fascinating experiences and gather even more valuable insights as this discussion concludes. Thank you for being with us, and remember to subscribe for further beneficial advice to enrich your journey in life.